What up, 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 Crypto Warriors? It's Ultra Crypto back at it again. Today is Wednesday, June 5th, 2019. The issuing power of money should be taken from the banks and restored to the people, to whom it properly belongs. Thomas Jefferson. Let's get into it. Blockchain for retail, use cases, and potential applications. Today, all the stories are coming out of Cointelegraph. Great for their, their not their animation, but their illustration. It goes into, Bitcoin pizza, the 10,000 Bitcoins being spent for 2 large pizzas from Papa John's, and that it was the first actual use case and first purchase of tangible goods for digital money. Crypto payments. There's evidence that cryptocurrency payments are gradually moving away from the fringe. The Kaspersky Lab Global IT Security Risk Survey, published in February, reported that a respectable 13% of more than 12,000 consumers across 22 countries have used cryptocurrency to pay for their online purchases. And here's a chart right here, compared with debit and credit card and all sorts of other payments. All right, loyalty programs. Introducing blockchain into the equation could help retailers address both issues, and the issues they're talking about is security and like real-time payments. On the security side, hackers and fraudsters will have a much harder time penetrating a system that relies on a distributed ledger than one that stores all the data in a centralized database. In terms of consumer value, creating a token-based rewards ecosystem open to third-party businesses is a means of giving customers a wealth of diverse ways to spend their points. Supply chain tracking. I've spoken about supply chain tracking with the likes of VeChain and what they're doing with luxury brands and their partnerships with BMW, from the manufacturing of the vehicle all the way through the whole life cycle of the vehicle. You have from the moment it comes off the out of the factory and to being sold to someone secondhand to maybe another person after them, 3-4 owners down the line. You could track to see exactly what has been done to the vehicle as far as the mileage is concerned, what has been replaced, if the maintenance have been up to date, everything, because it's on a blockchain and it's immutable. You can't change it, can't fudge it. Okay, so here we go. The United States Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the arm of the federal government responsible for promoting and protecting public health and safety, estimates that each year, 48 million people get sick, 128,000 are hospitalized, and 3,000 die from foodborne illness. Outbreaks of diseases like E. coli and salmonella caused by bad groceries are still nothing irregular, and once the contaminated produce makes it to a large retailer's enormous supply chain, it becomes difficult to track its origin in order to quickly extinguish the threat. It may take days until the source is identified, potentially causing the chain heavy losses and putting customers at risk. So being able to mitigate that with blockchain, all right, and tracking, using, again, I'm going to use VeChain. Yeah, just using some kind of blockchain to track and see where actually, what was the cause, at what point in time did something go wrong. And you'll be able to mitigate that, the fact that this disease is spreading, and able to save the retailer millions of dollars, because they have to shut down stores until they're able to track where the produce, came from. But, being able to do that much faster saves millions, and not only that, but saves lives. Next, customer data security and sharing. Again, this just goes into, this is a good read coming out of Cointelegraph. And we know that our data is being used against us in the sense that they are feeding us ads and selling our information to advertisers. When we have control over our own data, then we could be the ones to say whether or not we want to have a website like this with different ads being shown all over it. Opt out and say, we don't want to see the ads, or opt in to see the ads and get paid for watching their ads. All right, so, and that's what the Brave browser is doing. Next, SEC sues Kik for conducting allegedly unregistered $100 million ICO in 2017. Again, with the artwork, man. All right, so I reported on this the other day where Kik, the messaging app, they raised money back in 2017 for an ICO for the token called KIN, and they started a fund to sue the SEC. Well, now the SEC is firing back and saying, hey, you want to start a fund to fight us and not just pay us? All right, we're going to play a game now. So here it is. Stephen Paikin, co-director of the SEC's Division of Enforcement, said in the press release that by conducting its KIN token sale, Kik deprived investors of information to which they were legally entitled and prevented investors from making informed investment decisions. Now, according to the CEO of Kik and KIN, all right, he said that it's not a security because there's an actual utility for the token, and over 40 different apps or dApps, decentralized applications, are being used on the Kik platform, and they all use the KIN token to get paid, basically. All right. Future profits based on the efforts of others is a hallmark of a securities offering that must comply with the federal securities law. The SEC complaint comes on the heels of Kik's recent announcement that the company is launching a $5 million crypto initiative to fund a lawsuit against the SEC. Like I said, so now that they are fighting back, pushing back, because Kik is publicly saying that they're going to fight them. On May 28, Kik CEO Ted Livingston revealed that the tokenized social media startup is setting up a fund called Defend Crypto. Recently, Benjamin Stouter, a lawyer from Cabre and Kim, said that by initiating an action against the SEC, Kik has provided credible arguments which make the regulator bear legitimate risk if it decides to follow through with an enforcement action. I definitely want to be able to follow what's happening between the SEC and Kik, all right, and their KIN token, because whatever judgment is provided by the judge in the case will set the precedents going forward for ICOs. Next, US CFTC chair, blockchain would have improved regulator response to 2008 financial crash. You don't say, buddy. I've been stating this since I've been making videos. If we had the technology, the blockchain technology, and being able to have an open public distributed ledger, and we were able to see everything that the government was doing, that these banks were doing, we would have been able to say, hey, stop the nonsense. Can't sell these homes to people that can't afford them, and then repackage those deals and sell them to other banks around the world. With that being said, again, it's like a no-brainer. If we had blockchain and distributed ledger technology available to us, we would have been able to see what was happening and not be reactionary to what was happening, but be able to stop it before it happened. But here we go. United States Commodities Futures Trading Commission CFTC Chairman J. Christopher Giancarlo says that blockchain technology would have allowed for a faster, better informed, and more calibrated regulatory intervention in response to the 2008 financial crisis. I understand where he's coming from, but we would have been able to mitigate any of the actions that was taking place if it was an open public ledger. All right, we don't need no private blockchains because we can't see what's happening. We need public blockchains. Okay, maybe not for private companies, but definitely for the government. In his comments, Giancarlo said that had regulators had access to blockchain-powered real-time trading ledgers of large Wall Street banks, they would have been spared the complex and cumbersome task of having to assemble piecemeal data to recreate complex and individual trading portfolios with major implications for their handling of the crisis. He continued, what a difference it would have made a decade ago if blockchain technology on a private distributed ledger, again, not private, okay, public. We need public distributed ledger, accessible to regulators, have been the informational foundation of Wall Street's derivatives exposures. At a minimum, it would certainly have allowed for far faster, better informed, and more calibrated regulated intervention instead of the disorganized response that unfortunately ensued. Giancarlo also predicted that blockchain will have a broad and lasting impact across a range of applications, among them payments, banking, security settlement, title recording, and cybersecurity, and trading, reporting, and analysis. So yes, he's all about blockchain and being able to use it, but I think having a public ledger would have made a difference, because regular citizens would have been blowing the whistle. Regular citizens would have been blasting it on blogs, blasting it out to the news, not having regulators who could be corrupted be paid off to slow down on slapping us with a fine, slow down on letting the public know what's happening. Okay, having a public ledger open to everyone so that we could see what's happening, this wouldn't have happened. And that's why banks hate Bitcoin. This is why they don't like Bitcoin, because it's an open public ledger. We can see everything that's happening on their ledger. All right, and they don't want to open their books. This is why JP Morgan is coming out with their own quote unquote crypto, which is not a crypto. They're just having a private blockchain. It's not what Bitcoin is. It's not what crypto really is. And that's just, again, my opinion. But let me know what you guys think about these stories, and as always, smash the likes, hit that subscribe button, notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos, and thank you for all the support. But before I go, let me just take a quick look at the heat map. Pretty much everything's in the green, trading sideways because it's up small percentage points, but we're in a recovery stage, I think. And yeah, there it is. Last 24 hours, up 1.7%, 55.89% dominance for Bitcoin, 24-hour volume of 26.34 billion, and a market cap of $247.5 billion. There you have it, folks. Crypto. Peace.